Hello and welcome to another engaging episode of Homo Politicus. My name is Henry Igwebike. Today we'll be going into understanding how some of our politicians actually, do what they do. Just like we have a popular maxim in politics that states there are no permanent friends or enemies in politics, but of course there are and still remains a permanent interest. We'll be taking a look at Doyin Okupe, who has declared loyalty to Bola TINUBU, saying he never criticized him. But let's get into that particular story proper, where we have it that Dr. Doyin Okupe, a former presidential spokesman, has denied ever criticizing President Bola TINUBU throughout his political career. Speaking in an interview with the news agency of Nigeria, NAN, Okupe responded to claims that he was among politicians who once criticized TINUBU but ever since become supporters. Okupe refuted these allegations, emphasizing there is no record of him speaking ill of Bola TINUBU, despite their differing political affiliations. Okupe highlighted a bond forged during their shared involvement in the National Democratic Coalition (NADECO) struggle against the military rule, noting that such experiences transcend political partisanship. He praised TINUBU as a patriotic and visionary leader, describing him as a reformer and deep thinker with the potential to perform well as president. Reflecting on the 2023 elections, Okupe stated he stepped down from his ambition to support a candidate from the southeast, prioritizing national unity. Despite his candidate's loss, he expressed readiness to support TINUBU's administration for the country's progress. Okupe dismissed any suggestion of financial inducement, asserting that his decisions are guided by conscience and conviction. He reiterated his consistent support for TINUBU and challenged critics to find evidence of him ever criticizing the president. I have Emeka Madunago, journalist, public affairs analyst, to have this conversation. Thank you so very much, Emeka.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Beautiful. Now, as a journalist, you know better. You understand the history of some of those who have been given the opportunity to manage some facets of our economy and of course our country. And some of the things they say one thing today, tomorrow morning they say another. Doyin Okupe was the Director General of Peter Obi campaign in 2000 and before the 2023 general election, but of course because of allegations of money laundering, he stepped down for a bit, and since then he hasn't really been seen until now that he is coming out to say he has never criticized the Bola TINUBU at any point. Is this the normal thing that we get to hear from politicians? Same old, same old.
Yeah, well, same of the same. Like a former governorship aspirant, Jimmy Agbaje, I think candidate Jimmy Agbaje will say, of course, politicians, when they are, like you said in your prologue, no permanent friends or permanent enemies in politics, but they are permanent interests. Of course, when they're after their interests, they push a number of things, and of course, you know that, he's not doing this out of just father, he wants to talk. There are certain things he wants done. There are certain things he wants to see that will favor him. Nobody is going to push for President Bola TINUBU to do things that will not favor him in whatever way. Well, so he's just speaking like a politician, and I understand what he's pointing at.
Really?
Yeah.
But do you think what he is saying could be defective in some manner in the future for him? Because if Bola TINUBU is no longer in power, don't you think that some of the things he's saying now, it might turn out to haunt him tomorrow?
You simply go about somebody else. Somebody who served Obasanjo as spokesman, served Jonathan as spokesman. What do you expect? Obasanjo and Jonathan are poles apart, even though they were in the same People's Democratic Party, but the nature of Nigerian politicians, to support governments that they think will favor them one way or the other, so it only shows in their own, it shows in their actions, it shows in their utterances, it shows in their pronouncements, it shows in their affiliations, And that's what you see with Okupe. I don't think there's anything fantastic. Whether he's really, he didn't criticize TINUBU. Yes, TINUBU was not the president of the country. TINUBU was a candidate. But again, that also shows how defective his leadership of Peter Obi's presidential campaign council was. As the Director General, TINUBU kept firing that at Peter Obi.
That why would he have such a person?
He was saying to even refer to Okupe that Okupe was not fit to be Director General of any presidential campaign council. Okupe is coming, he wants us to clap for him. That he didn't fire back, that he kept quiet. Then that tells you the kind of politician he is. He said he wanted to run for president. Not even in his street, on the street where people have voted for him. Not even on the street. I challenge him to do just walk on the street and tell me how many people will even recognize him or even care to greet him. So you see, when you hear all these things, it's just shameful. How can you be saying that you didn't criticize? When TINUBU was saying that, you know, he made one nasty comment about Peter Obi that even mentioning the name. What nonsense? Peter Obi was just a presidential candidate, just like you are. You use ethnicity, you use religion to campaign. But your people were always accusing Peter Obi of going to churches and all that. What about you? What about you? Your same-faith ticket, what was it? You accused Peter Obi of bigotry, but your same-faith ticket was worse. But what do we see? Okupe coming out and people should clap for him. You allowed your own presidential candidate to be attacked, and you are now saying because you have something you are pursuing.
So does that mean the remote intent, you know, of Donyo Okupe, you know, accepting to be the Director General of Peter Obi was highly suspect, even in the first place?
Okupe did not have Peter Obi's interest at heart.
So he is saying that he was the Director General.
He is telling you, look, don't mind him. He's telling you that he wanted to run for president, but stepped down because he wanted to support someone from the Southeast. What's the meaning? Who would have voted for him? Which party would have given him his ticket? Was it Labour Party? Was it not the PDP? No party would have given Okupe its presidential ticket. No party.
So you're saying doing Okupe?
Not even the weakest political parties in Nigeria.
So it's not that too relevant.
Okupe doesn't have any political weight. He's from Abeokuta. Let him go to Abeokuta and contest for councillor. Nobody will vote for him. He has no weight. People just give him more due than more credit than is due to him. I don't like discussing people, you know, who have to push themselves into public consciousness to be seen. Let your works speak for you. If your works cannot speak for you, then what are we talking about? You're not worth discussing.
But don't you think what's happening now, the return of some of those people whom, of course, weren't there for Bola Tinubu the fourth time, Daniel Bwala, we all saw all that he said against Bola Tinubu, saying give him 30 more years, he might not be an efficient leader in the country. Of course, he's now heading a very prominent role in his government. Don't you think that this could be a precedent for so many other people, just like Donyo Okupe has made a return?
There are those of them serving in APC or TINUBU's administration now who weren't deleting their tweets, previous posts on social media. They were deleting them. That means they don't have the courage of their convictions. Secondly, I think that of Daniel Bwala, I suspect strongly it was orchestrated.
Orchestrated?
Yes, it was. Yes, I suspect strongly that he may have been asked to go and serve Atiku. Serve, yes, as a mole.
Really?
As a mole for people. So all those things he was saying was just to attract public attention to him. Yes, in politics people do it.
So you
not be strong man.
Is that advanced to?
Yes, adversarial, dirty politics. Why do you think people are killed? They kill party candidates. They kill their supporters. They kill their aides. Why do you think it happens? Is it because human life is meaningless? No, because other politicians are generally desperate. So they use the boogeyman, they use straw man, they divert attention from the real issues. Because at a point we were not talking about the problems of Nigeria. What we're talking about was whether it was Igbo or Yoruba, so we're saying Igbo should leave Lagos, saying all kinds of detestable things. So what did you expect? I strongly suspect that Edwana was sent to Atiku's campaign from APC, to go and work as a model, to get information for them, and then at the auspicious time, he was asked to come back to the APC.
Now, would you say same for Reno Omokri?
Who is Reno Omokri?
Of course, he has worked so tirelessly hard for Atiku Abubakar. But of course, just like Okupe and
that's a political merchandising now. He made himself available for Atiku. He went to P2B. P2B was not ready to discuss any business with him. Then he went to TINUBU, who was ready to accommodate him. And that's why you see he's going overboard. He even saying ridiculous things. The Buhari government didn't want to accommodate him. Yeah, they didn't want to accommodate him. Yes, throughout 8 years of Buhari, they didn't want to accommodate him. Of course, you saw the things they said about him. So why should any serious-minded person take such a person seriously? Unless people take such a person, like I've said it many times, their convictions are suspect. People need to interrogate their convictions, because that guy has no principles that are worth espousing. It's just about who is available, who is available for him to work for. That's all. There are many positions like that. There are many Nigerians like that. Who is available for them to work for?
Because seriously, Emeka, this is becoming very scary. Because if this continues this way, then the question is, where does this leave most of the candidates in the future? Because they are not sure whom they are currently working with. So how do you think we can have a nascent democracy when you don't know, you can't trust people that have pledged to work with you?
Well, I would say our democracy is no longer nascent. It has gone way beyond nascent democracy. People are using that word, loosely, recklessly in 1999, when at the beginning of the Fourth Republic. But they've forgotten that Nigeria actually started universal adult suffrage before the United States. The first set of people to vote, men and women to vote, took place in 1922, 1923. When did the United States start allowing women to vote? When the United States permitted blacks to vote, we were ahead of it in terms of universal adult suffrage. So how can you say our democracy was nascent in 1999 when people voted in 1922? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Our democracy is strong enough, it's solid. It's just unfortunate that it has been truncated by needless military coups. Like the January 1966 was not necessary. Yes, there was a conflict in the Western House of Assembly and all of that. There were things, there were riots and all of that. But, these are things that if there was honesty in leadership, at the federal and at the regional level, these things could have been sorted out. Because these arose from personality clashes. These things could have been sorted out. There was no need for the military to have come in 1966. There was no need for the counter coup. All the other coups, there has been no need. Democracy would have evolved over time. Did we need the military for all the cultural conferences attended by the nationalists? Did we need the military? The clamor for independence, did we need the military? All of these things, did we need the military? The military was just a meddlesome interloper that came in, seized power, and they couldn't do anything with power. They accused politicians of corruption, but they were worse. Go and look at the January 1966, January 1966 coup speech of the fellows that overthrew the government and killed some politicians. They said all kinds of things, but as the military not done worse than the politicians they were accusing. So I believe that if we didn't have all those coups, with time, the young politicians would have understood themselves. Because it was just 6 years into, after independence, and there was a coup. Come on. It was 6 years after independence now. If you are going to talk about maybe the system not being, not meeting the yearnings of the people and all of that, you could have talked about maybe 20 years. Maybe at least 10 years, 1 decade, 20 years, 40 years, 1 generation. But you are just expecting positions to be perfect after 6 years. people who are basically straight bedfellows after 6 years of parliamentary democracy. It wasn't going to work out. And then to your second question about candidates trusting people, well, it's all about you have fair weather friends. It's the same thing in life. In life, it's not everybody you associate with as your friend. Some are just fair weather friends. Insofar as they can get things from you or they can get things through you, they're your friends. But the moment they cannot get anything to eat from your hands, they show their true colors and they disappear. The current governor of Osun State, Ademola Adeleke, when he was running for governor, when he ran for governor the second time, the guy who was running mate in the first time abandoned him. He defected to APC. Just some days to, he defected to the APC. But what happened? Ademola Adeleke of PDP won. We've seen things like that now. We see people in the National Assembly defecting. Nigerian politicians lack principle. They don't have principle. It's all about where they will eat. That's why you see them espousing stomach infrastructure, political principles. It's all about food. All right. Food is ready.
Yes, but as much as many pundits might not love to be in bed with Bola Tinubu's strategy of leadership, policies, and his act and actions and all that, don't you think there's something about this man that should really be studied and learned on how he has been able to accommodate people from all places, even some of the people who badly criticized him? He's been able to have a way of accommodating them. Don't you think that should be studied, or is he equally trying to play a script that we are yet to see?
They are turning TINUBU to God. Do you know the things people say against God every day? The things people do against the laws of God, the word of God. What about Donald Trump? The person was running who is now the vice president-elect, J.D. Vance, was a hot critic of Donald Trump.
Very true.
But today, it's all about interest. Forget all this. There's nothing to be studied about him.
Really?
He's just any other politician. That's a simple thing. Just that maybe he has more resources than a lot of politicians. And of course, because many people in politics in Nigeria have a price. So TINUBU is ready to dole out. You know, he's generous. He's ready to dole out. Yes. So of course they gravitate to him. But again, you cannot say that within a structure that some of these things are not orchestrated. Get people to go to different places and criticize TINUBU, so the attention will be on him. While people are saying he's good, some people are saying don't mind that man. He's this and that and the other. He's all politics. Have you forgotten that the former governor of the state, Dr. Okupe, said something at a lecture some months ago? He said some of the things they orchestrated against the PDP were not right. They were false. Look at the Okupe Nigeria protests of 2012. The things they said then, how much was fuel? 97 naira to 100 and something. What happened? What have they done to fuel? They've broken all the limits. This administration that criticized Jonathan. Now they are the ones saying that the police saying that they will arrest Nigerians for insulting government officials on social media. But TINUBU called Jonathan a drunken fisherman. Was he arrested? All those things have been surfacing, and it's good. We now have electronic records that can just advise those police officers being used, including the IG. Remember, one day you'll be out of office. Remember, one day people will look back and you'll be judged by the things you did. You will not say it was because you're trying to please anybody. You will answer for yourself. So whatever politicians use you to do to abuse state powers, take note that the law of karma will come calling. That what goes around comes around. It will come around. Take note of it. You can see some of the things that previous government did. Look at what is going on now. TINUBU administration trying to keep a distance from the Buhari administration. They wake up in the morning, Buhari left a bad economy, Buhari destroyed the economy and all that. Then later, Buhari's birthday, no, we are doing our best to continue Buhari's legacies. Which one do we believe? It's all orchestration. What is convenient to hear? What is convenient to be said? On Buhari's birthday, say nice things. After Buhari's birthday, abusing. Yes, no, it's not about politics, dirty politics, and they call it.
But Emeka, don't you think nature, of course, abhors a vacuum? You talked about 1966, truncating of democracy just 6 years after independence, and some of the things we talk about now, funnily, were some of the things that were obtainable, during the first. Democracy, the test of democracies after independence, of course, which gravitated to something that we are all not smiling about. But don't you think, because nature abhors vacuum, that we might be asking and welcoming for something that we would end up regretting with the way things are going now today with politics in the country?
No. You see, there is no perfect system.
So we should be comfortable with what's happening here.
I'm going to somewhere. There's no perfect system. There's no perfect country. Politicians are not in office to make you happy. Take note of that. They are not in office to make you happy. They are there to enunciate policies for the running of the country. So in enunciating those policies, some people will be happy, some people will be sad. Some people will smile, some will be angry. That's the nature of governance. What we ask for is good governance. But even good governance, how do you define it? The point is this: if we can maintain the sanctity of elections in Nigeria, devoid of any INEC and all of this, let's have a truly independent National Electoral Commission, not one whose chairman will be going to meet with the chief of staff to the president ahead of an election, like what happened between Omoji Yakubu and the late Abba Kyari when Buhari was president. If we have a truly independent National Electoral Commission, and this is not about Baba Sokwe, one political godfather somewhere said this is the person who put it. Just like you had some years ago, where during a political campaign, during a political primary election, that was moved from a northern state to Abuja, a call came in from Aso Rock, from Presidential Villa, that the presidency had decided to choose this person. That is carried on the party. Everybody can go home. There was no voting. No voting. If we do away with things like that, we have true democratic primaries, true election. Let me tell you something. If people are not happy with this government, they will vote it out. We see it happen now. In the United States, we heard Joe Biden, the outgoing president of the United States, saying that he did well, that the mess that Donald Trump, who was his predecessor and who is now going to be his successor, that Donald Trump messed up the economy. He couldn't handle COVID. He couldn't handle the COVID challenges that arose from COVID and all of that. So that he cleaned up the mess. He has said so. But look at what has happened. He couldn't run. His deputy, Kamala Harris, took over and became the presidential candidate of the Democratic Party. Now what happened? She lost to Donald Trump. Sad, let me say, interestingly, she lost the popular vote, she lost the electoral college, which was, to show you that Americans were tired of the Democrats. And they moved to Republicans. Donald Trump had just 4 years. Maybe in 4 years, they will vote out the Republicans, vote in the Democrats.
And that's because the electoral process was of course, awesome.
The same thing in UK. Look at the UK now. They kicked out the Conservative Party upon the fact that the Conservative Party had done its best. Will not allow mass migration. Will not allow this. But they kicked them out. You heard Kenny Badenoch, who is a member of Parliament in UK, saying that the Conservatives should not act and talk like Labour. That's the nature of politics. So if we can have the sanctity of the electoral process, when people are tired, they vote you out.
But unfortunately, we don't have, and we.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That if that coup had not taken place in 1966, things would have been sorted out.
Okay.
The crisis in the Western region would have been resolved. Maybe Akintola would have been voted out. And a lot of all these crises, wouldn't have been there. Because look at it. Okay, the military took over power. Within how many months, President became head of state. General Abu Eronsi was overthrown. And then look at the pogroms in the north, killing of people from the east. And then what happened? By 1967, there was, Biafra was declared May 30, 1967, and then within how many days, the Yakubu Gowon administration then, that took over after Agu Ironsi was unfortunately killed, along with his host, Adekunle Faji, in Ibadan. What happened? The Yakubu Gowon administration now invaded what was then known as Republic of Biafra. We had a 30-month long civil war. 3 million people died from the east. Needless waste of lives. And so that's what we're talking about. Let us have the sanctity. Let us work towards building a virile democratic culture. You heard 12 months ago, you heard people saying that the military should come back. And for me, I say, to do what? To do what? Let's continue to nurture democracy. Okay. There has not been any point in time, apart from the current administration, the current Fourth Republic, there has never been any point in time in this country that democracy has been allowed to fester for up to 20, 30 years. It's just in this Fourth Republic. Already, people are calling for military rule. Why? Well, let's allow popular rule. Look, even if we don't want presidential system, it's okay. If we want parliamentary, like some people are talking about, fine. Let it be a consensus opinion of Nigerians. But let us nurture democracy, representative democracy. Let us not go to military rule at all. It's abhorrent. It's old, it's decadent, it's archaic. We don't want military rule. What we want, for instance, look at TINUBU now. Stirring national debate through certain actions he has done. For instance, there was a time we couldn't have said that states should generate and distribute electricity. People would have said, what do you mean? Do you want to cause another Biafra? Do you want to do this and that and that? But look at what is going on now. It has happened. Right? When you're talking about value added tax, people are kicking against it. All of these things are the things that come with democracy. As democracy evolves, you see that, beliefs that we had previously will be challenged. There will be alignments, realignments. There will be changes. What we have been asking for is restructuring, which we see gradually taking place. Devote more power to the states and the local governments. And then you will see there will be development. Let the powers of Abuja be limited. Abuja should stop, the federal seat of federal government should stop interfering in the affairs of states and local governments. Building schools, building hospitals in rural areas. That's not their job. That's not the job of the federal government. That's the job of states and local government. Yeah, so when we nurture democracy, we nurture a virile electoral process, and then we ensure the sanctity of the ballot. I believe by the time democracy runs 30, 50 years, and we still remain as Nigeria, we will come to understand ourselves better. As in 1959, you had the Willings Commission. On the rights of the minorities, right? But what did they achieve? Nothing. But today, the minorities get 13% derivation. The states where you have minorities, so-called minorities in the south, they get 13% derivation, which is a major development. Today, you also have the host communities fund, So all of these things, with time, if Nigeria can survive another 50 years, I'm telling you, Nigeria is going to be great. All right. We're going to continue, and we're going to be a so strong nation.
Very, very true. That cannot be oversaid. Nurturing a good democracy for Nigeria, let's not forget, cannot happen without the opposition. The reason we have opposition is to balance democracy. But unfortunately, when those who should stand strong and strong-willed with the opposition are all dancing towards the government in power, just like we have the Labour Party, about 6 parliamentarians have all gone back to...
And they are going to lose their seats now because there's a decided Supreme Court case, interestingly involving a Labour Party member in 2015, Johnson Abegunde, Akure North, Akure South constituency, federal constituency, Labour Party. The Supreme Court told him to refund all the salaries and allowances he collected as a lawmaker for 4 years. It's going to happen to these fellows.
So are you sure they didn't know about this before deciding to...
Politicians now, they will always want to push their luck.
Oh.
They will hedge their bets now that nothing will happen. Well, until it happens, like the case of Johnson and Begunde.
Well, I just hope it does, because just like I did say, the need for opposition is to balance democracy, where we have a one state politics or a one state party. That is, of course, it's not a democracy. Thank you so very much, Emeka, for being part of our show today. I want to believe you enjoyed our show today, just like I did right here. Remember, you can always find and reach us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may also like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igwebike, and thank you so very much for being part of Homo Politicus today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.